Hi, my name is Aya. You're watching Aya Reads. In this video, I will be predicting the Goodreads Choice nominees for the romance category. So I actually knew that I was gonna be doing this video for a while now. I didn't know how I was gonna make this video, and then Ashley and Meg actually did their predictions for the thriller slash mystery category, and I kind of used both of their videos as inspiration for mine, and I really loved watching their videos. So if you love mystery thrillers, definitely check out their videos. I'll leave them linked for you, and did like my own spin for it. I'm very excited. I've been thinking about this video for a while now, and I'm gonna actually announce it here. I will be doing a video reading at least the top 10, maybe the top 20 for the Goodreads Choice Awards for romance. So this is kind of like a part one, and I'm gonna be reacting to the nominees and seeing how many I got right in that big video. But I'm also gonna be reading, like I said, at least the top 10. If I have time, I'll do the top 20 as well, but I don't know if I will have the time. I'm gonna do a screen recording, and you can see kind of like, I'm gonna be picking them with you guys. So this, I made a spreadsheet. Right now it is organized by title. And then I put, right now as I'm filming this, it is actually October 15th. So hopefully a month before the Goodreads Choice Awards actually get started. And I put the rating as of October 15th plus the number of ratings of October 15th. And I have a couple of other things that the book either has a yes or a no for. I'm gonna explain that as I go. So, yeah. So I have, let me actually make this a little bit bigger. Yes, okay. So I have about 51 books. And so it's like less than half that gets to be nominated. Anyway, I might hate myself, but whatever, we shall see. 3 of them, so Iris Kelly Doesn't Date, plus Love Redesigned, plus The Graham Effect. They have not been published yet, so I didn't put the rating or number of ratings, because when a book has not been published yet, it usually has an extremely high rating, because it's either people rating it that have loved the author or the series, or it is ARC readers. And I know from watching a lot of booktubers, they usually tend to give ARCs a little bit of a higher rating than they would if it wasn't an ARC. So I don't think that rating is reliable. Plus the number of ratings is going to be very small because it's not out yet. Now for the other parameters I have. Basically, if you get a yes, if a book gets a yes in one of them, they get points. So a book could get up to 7 points. And I'm going to be using that also to determine. The first one is most popular books published in 2023. So basically Goodreads has this page where you can pick the year or the month and see which of those books is published. And it's basically on how many times a book is shelved by members. So, and I looked at the top 100 for 2023 and basically picked all the romances and put them in my spreadsheet pretty much. So as you can see, Happy Place, Things We Hide from the Light, Love Theoretically, Final Offer, Yours Truly, Meet Me at the Lake, Romantic Comedy, those are all in the top 15. Like I said, I looked at the top 100 because chances are the books in here will, like, there is a big chance of them ending up as a Goodreads Choice nominee. Okay. Then, so as you can see here, that is this list. So Long Time Coming was in the top 100, but Coach wasn't. Okay. Now, the next one is most popular romances in the first 6 months. So the problem with this one is obviously that it's only the first half of the year. But as you can see here already, there are a couple popular romances that were published in the first half of the year, and I do think a lot of them will make it on the Goodreads Choice Awards. Once again, Happy Place, Things We Hide from the Light, Final Offer, romantic comedy. Also Christina Lauren, Anna Huang. Also, what I thought was interesting with this list was that there's a section with hit sports romances of the year so far. So obviously sports romance is very popular, but it's good to know that Goodreads knows that it is a very popular romance category. So this will help me in narrowing down if I'm debating whether a book is going to be on there, and I'm like, for example, choosing between two books. I think the sports romance will have a big chance of eking it out. The only problem with that is there is also a historical romance section, and I know that ever since Goodreads changed from members nominees to it only being Goodreads who nominates, is that they haven't had historical romance as a nominee. But I did pick one. I think I picked We Could Be So Good because I have a chance, since it is both historical, since it's also queer, it might make it up there. I don't know. Yeah, I was thinking about Anna Maria and the Fox, but this one has a 3.45 average rating, and a book cannot be nominated if its average rating is less than 4.5. So that's why I didn't pick this one. If this had a higher rating, I probably would have picked it too. Okay, so that is this list. Now for previous Goodreads nominee. Obviously, that is an indication whether or not a book will be in there if the author has been nominated in a previous year. So you see Emily Henry, Ellie Hazelwood, Carly Fortune, Lucy Score, and the Ashley Herring Blake book. I was debating, but I believe this book, the Delilah Green Doesn't Care book, came out... Oh no, it came out at the beginning of the year. I don't know. But since it was a previous Goodreads nominee, I put the sequel that will be coming out, I put that as a contender. And I looked at pretty much every single year to see if an author was a previous Goodreads Choice nominee. Then I looked at readers' hit books of the year so far. Mainly I looked at, because I was debating whether Someone Else's Shoes by Jojo Moyes was going to be a romance category or contemporary. I'm glad to see that it was in a contemporary category, so that's why you see here, I put it as red. I don't think it's going to be in the romance category, which I'm very glad about. I think the 9 books that are on here will have a very high chance of being in the Goodreads Choice Awards because, like I said, you have seen these books pop up multiple times in the other categories. So it just gets an extra point. And most of them were previous Goodreads Choice nominees anyway, like the authors. And last but not least, I looked at Amazon. So Amazon also has a best romance books of the year so far. I don't know when this was made, but this was good for books that were maybe not as popular. So that one. Then I also looked at if it was a book of the month choice. To be fair, usually if it's a book of the month choice, it has a higher chance of being in the other categories as well. But I checked that as well. It also gets 1 point if it's a book of the month nominee. And I also looked at if it's diverse or not, because I do know in previous years, I can actually show you, there were a couple books in here that were maybe not shelved as much as, say, the Emily Henry or Colleen Hoover's, but it was nominated. And most of them are diverse, I think. It's not a clear science, but for example, The Wedding Crasher, it has almost 30,000 ratings after it has been a Goodreads Choice nominee for a year. So I couldn't tell you what it was before it was nominated, whereas Book Lovers has almost 900,000. So I don't know. I feel like if it's diverse, Goodreads does look at that, which is good. So yeah, and by diverse, I mean either an author of color or if it's like a queer book, I'm pretty sure. So like I said, they will get points if they get a yes in any of these categories. And I don't look at rating or number of ratings when I give them points. Now that that is out of the way, let me just start. Let me actually start by sorting them with the number of ratings, because obviously that is going to determine, like, if a book is shelved a lot. At the end of the day, Goodreads Choice Awards is a popularity contest, and I know Goodreads looks at the number of times a book is shelved. So already somebody else's shoes I'm not gonna include, but Happy Place obviously is gonna be a nominee. And I honestly think Happy Place is gonna win, unfortunately. Not that I like Happy Place, I did really love. It is one of my favorite Emily Henry books, but it's kind of boring that Emily Henry keeps winning these awards. So I'm gonna put it here, and I'm gonna put it at the very beginning, because I think without a shadow of a doubt it's gonna win. And it's, like I said, popularity contest, because if you look at number of ratings, it has more than double for number 2. Plus, because I know not only romance readers read Emily Henry, so not only romance readers are gonna vote for her in the romance category. But Things We Hide from the Light by Lucy Score also has a good chance of winning, because it was a previous Goodreads Choice nominee. It is the second highest rated. It has a very good average rating. Plus, it was in the most popular books of the year. Plus, it has 5 points, same as Happy Place. So I don't even have to think about it. It's going on here. And I know the third book also came out in 2023, but The Things We Hide from the Light came out in February. Whereas the third book came out, I think, last month. So let me actually see. I can check that. It came out in September. So if you just look, and not 2 books in the same series cannot be nominated. And if you just look at these 2, Things We Hide from the Light just had a longer time to amass ratings. So the third book hasn't even hit 100,000 ratings. I know once the Goodreads Choice Award is announced, there is a good chance that it might actually get maybe 200,000, but I don't know. I feel like Things We Hide from the Light, also because, it's been out longer, so I feel like if they have to pick between them, they're gonna pick Things We Hide from the Light, and if not, then sue me. I'm gonna put that here, right next to Happy Place. Love Theoretically, Ali Hazelwood. Once again, she was a previous Goodreads Choice nominee, and she gets 4 points. I don't see a universe where Ali Hazelwood is not gonna be a Goodreads Choice nominee. And I know Love Theoretically has a pretty good average rating. A lot of people have been loving it. So yeah, I'm very certain it's gonna be a Goodreads Choice. Oh my god, watch me struggle with how to write Love Theoretically. Anyway, I do think, and it's definitely going to be in the top 10. Oh, I didn't even, wait, let me just put that here. I didn't even tell you, there's a line here. I think it makes sense, but let me just explain it anyway. This is going to be the top 10. This is going to be 11 through 20. All right, moving on. Final Offer by Lauren Asher. I think, once again, has a very high chance because it has a lot of ratings, plus a high average rating. Plus, it is the third book in a series, and the second book was nominated last year as well. And if you look at the number of points, it also gets 4 points, same as Love Theoretically. So I think, once again, very high chance, and I think it's definitely going to be in the top 10. Also, by the way, for those of you probably wondering, the bold ones are books that I already own. That's going to make my life easier come November when I do the Goodreads Choice video. Okay. Meet Me at the Lake, even though it's not as popular as her first release, I'm pretty sure, it still has a lot of ratings, plus 4 points. I think there is a big chance that it's going to be a nominee. I don't know if it's going to be in the top 10. Let me actually look. Okay, so last year it was number 5, but it did have a higher average rating. So I'm gonna definitely put it as a book that is gonna be a nominee. But like I said, I don't know. I'm still debating whether it's gonna be a top 10. Let me put it here for now. Yours truly, however, is a very big contender because it is very popular. It has a 4.36 average rating, which is one of the higher ones here. Plus, a lot of people have read it. Plus, it has a lot of points. It has 6 points, more than all the other ones we've talked about so far. So, yeah, definitely going to be a contender for the first, like for the top 10. So let me put it here. Okay. All right. Yeah. I think romantic comedy has a good chance of being here because I've seen it so much. The author was a previous Goodreads Choice nominee, although it wasn't in the romance category. Plus, it was in the most popular books of the year and most popular first half. Plus, in hit books so far. It was a book of the month. I think it was also a Reese Witherspoon book, so it also has 6 points, same as yours truly. So I think it has a high probability of ending up as a nominee. I don't know if it's going to be a top 10 nominee, but considering it was both a book of the month plus a Reese Witherspoon pick, once again, same with Happy Place. Maybe people who don't normally read romances will vote for this book simply because it's one of the few they have read that is a romance. So, yeah, I think I'm going to therefore put it in the top 10 for now. I will shuffle this around. Don't you worry about that. I don't know if it's going to fit. There still need to be 4 in here. Anyway, The Right Move, I know for sure in my heart it's going to be here and I'm 100% going to be voting for it. But I do actually have reasonings. First of all, it has a lot of people have read it, over 100,000 ratings. Plus, it has a very, very high average rating. And Goodreads also seems to think that it is a strong contender because, first of all, it's in the most popular books of the year. Plus, in the most popular romances for the first 6 months of the year, but also in the hit books so far. They only chose 9 books, and The Right Move was one of them. So yeah, it doesn't really have a whole lot of points otherwise, but I do think since this is a Goodreads Choice Award, and Goodreads does know about its existence, I'm gonna put it, definitely gonna put it as a contender. And I do think it's gonna be in the top 10 because I think the indie crowd will vote for this one, even though it did get picked up by a traditional publisher. And like I said, I'm going to definitely be voting for it. Not that that counts for anything. Okay, so how many books do we have so far? 7, okay. Or 8 technically, but okay. All right, so I looked at number of ratings. Let's look up average rating. Let's sort this. Okay. Whoa. Oh, okay, so We Could Be So Good. Is that the one that I told you guys about? Yeah. Ooh, I don't know. So it has, okay, so it did come out in June, but the amount of ratings is not that much, but the average rating is very high. Fuck it, I'm gonna put it in there. Although I'm not gonna be very confident about this pick. I reserve the right to change things around at the end of this video. I don't know. I feel like with the Red, White, and Royal Blue movie coming out, they have to put a male-male romance in there, right? The 7 Years Slip by Ashley Poston. Okay, so this one... See, I thought Ashley Poston was a previous Goodreads Choice nominee. I thought The Dead Romantic was a Goodreads Choice nominee. It wasn't. But that book was a very popular release. So maybe they are thinking, okay, maybe... Okay, I'm just trying to... I don't know, I'm not that convinced with this one, but I feel like maybe since they didn't put her other release in, even though it was very popular, maybe they're gonna make up for it by putting this release in there. I don't know. Maybe I'm just grasping at straws here because I really want to read it, and this video is gonna, the Goodreads Choice video is gonna be a good excuse for me to finally read this book. But I don't think it's gonna be in the top 10. So let me put it here in the top 20. All right. Okay, so A Long Time Coming by Megan Quinn. Megan Quinn has never really been a Goodreads Choice nominee. Plus, her other, like, it is an indie cover. It is an indie published book, and they don't really love those. But it does have a good amount of ratings. I don't know, I'm not that confident because Goodreads, the only place I saw this book, although I do have to say it was in the most popular romances in the first half of the year. I think, yeah, right here. I don't know, I'm debating. I'm not that confident about it, so let's move on. In the Likely Event. Actually, let me just do the points now. Yeah, see, I knew it. The True Love Experiment by Christina Lauren will definitely be a contender, 100%. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Christina Lauren has been a previous Goodreads Choice nominee. And people do seem to love this one. It has a 4.19 average rating. So it's going to be here, and it's going to be a top 10. Change this around a little bit and come back to you. All right, so this is what it looks like now. This is going to be the top 10, top 20. All right, so King of Pride by Anna Huang, I think has a very good chance of being there because very, very popular, obviously. Plus, Anna Huang was a previous Goodreads Choice nominee. So I think she's definitely going to be here, which is good for me because I have been meaning to read this series. Although, now that I don't know if it's going to actually be in the top 10, but we shall see. X's and O's, I think, has a good chance of being there, mainly because, although now that I say that, okay, so it does have 4 points. And it was in the hit book so far, plus the most popular romances. Plus on the Amazon list. Yeah, I think it's going to be there. I have been seeing it around, especially the beginning of the year. I think it's a popular TikTok romance. Or at least on Instagram, I've seen it a lot. I haven't seen so much about it on Goodreads or on YouTube. But I don't know, we shall see. Okay, how many do I, okay, so yeah. Practice Makes Perfect, once again, a very popular book on Instagram. At least I've seen it a lot on Instagram. Pretty high number of ratings, pretty high average rating. Although the first book, When in Rome, I think, was not a previous Goodreads Choice contender. So I don't know, maybe it will not be here. And I feel like I've seen these books around a lot this year, so I think I'm gonna put it here. Let me actually look at the previous Goodreads Choice nominees and see if, okay, so Colleen Hoover did not publish a book. Ellie Hazelwood I put in here, Carly Fortune, Lucy Score, Ashley Herring Blake. So she, let me actually talk about this book. So the problem with Ashley Herring Blake is that she has not published a book this year, I don't think. The only book she published is a book that has not been out yet, which is Iris Kelly Doesn't Date. So, yeah. Therefore, I don't really have a whole lot to go on here. Let me actually put it as a contender, then I can always remove it if I need to. Yeah, so it comes out on October 24th. I don't know. When did the last book come out? Astrid Parker doesn't... Yeah, so it came out in 2022. Oh, I think maybe this is a contender. Because it was released after they could vote. Now I'm debating. Should I just put Astrid Parker Doesn't Fail? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so I still need 5 more. Tessa Bailey is one that is definitely going to be on here. The problem with Tessa Bailey is the Secretly Yours book that has almost 80,000 ratings is not rated very high. In fact, it has you have to have 3.5 average rating, and this book only had 3.3 average rating. But the second book has been getting other reviews. So 44,000 ratings, but it has a higher average rating. So I think this one has a good chance of being there. It seems like Tessa Bailey is one that Goodreads at least loves very much. Let me see. She has 3 points, or at least, let me look. With Secretly Yours. Okay, 2 points. Okay, anyway. I think there's a good chance of Tessa Bailey being here. Let me actually look. I think the hit books so far, there's definitely a high probability of them being here. Okay, so I put all of them here. Let me look at number of ratings again. Powerless by Elsie Silver. Yes, I think Powerless has a good chance of it being here because it's both a sports romance, plus it has a very high amount of ratings. Plus Elsie Silver has been very popular and she has been picked up by a traditional publisher. I think she'll definitely be on here. And since Powerless is the first one of the 3 she published in 2023, I think Powerless has the highest chance of being there. Let me actually see how many ratings Reckless has. 65,000. Powerless has 76,000. Yeah, I just think at least one Elsie Silver is going to be here. And I think it's going to be Powerless simply because it has been published the longest. Or it has been out the longest, I should say. And I think it's going to be a top 10. Because I think Elsie Silver fans, even if maybe Powerless is not their favorite, I think they're definitely going to be voting for her. Okay, so now I only need 3 more. Let me look at number of ratings again. Okay, so Pucking Around, I am so on the fence with because it is a Why Choose romance. And I don't know, my gut is telling me that Goodreads is not going to be picking a Why Choose. I don't know why. I just think that. Right Man, Right Time has a good chance of being there. I think so. Let me see. Yeah. I think I'll pick that one over A Long Time Coming. Right, that is, yeah, mainly because it's a sports romance. And since we've already seen that Goodreads knows that that is pretty popular, I think I'm going to pick this one over A Long Time Coming. Also, oops. I don't know why, but I just have a feeling Georgie All Along is going to be here. Mainly because it's a book of the month. Okay, no, actually, before I do that, let's actually look at the diverse section here. Okay. Okay, let me, okay. I think for some reason, I think either Neighbor Favor or The Fiancé Farce are gonna be contenders. And I'm gonna go for Neighbor Favor because so far the nominees are pretty white. Yeah, I think it's gonna be here because it also has 3 points. I think I also saw it in the Amazon list, although I don't think, unfortunately, it's gonna be in the top 10. And then I'm debating if The Fiancé Farce is gonna be here. Plus, there's another book that I think might have a pretty big chance of being here. And it's actually The Graham Effect. I don't know if it's gonna be there, but Elle Kennedy has been a previous Goodreads Choice nominee, and it was actually for the parents for the main female character for The Graham Effect. I don't know, let me see. Is this traditionally published? Okay, I don't think so. At least not a big publisher. I don't know. Okay, now I am kind of sweating. Let me just put this here, and then I'm gonna remove a couple. Okay. Let me sort by number of ratings again. Yeah, so booking around, I don't think they're gonna do that. I don't. Then there is, okay, let me look at previous Goodreads Choice nominees. Okay. Okay, most of them are here. Okay, so let me actually put a red so that I'm not confused. Okay, so Hello Stranger, Radiant Sin, and The Long Game. What is this book? Oh, yeah. Okay, I don't think this has enough ratings. Okay. I think Hello Stranger has a good chance of being there because I think her last book was, she was a nominee, right? Let me see. Yeah, The Bodyguard. And it has a pretty good amount of ratings. So let me just put that here for now. Okay. Radiant Sin, I'm debating because Electric Idol was here and it was in the top 10. So it would make sense that the next one would be on here. Although, I don't know. Let me put it in as a contender. I don't know. I don't even know what this book's about. And this would suck if this was on here because I really want to read this series in order. And I don't have time to read the rest of the series. Okay. Georgie All Along just seems like a book that Goodreads loves. I don't know why. It just does. And I want to put the Love Wager here and the Nanny. Okay, I think... Yeah. And the Fiancé Farce. Okay, let me put 4 other books. And let's see what I'm gonna do. All right, so this is... I think these have the most chance of winning. Let me just put one... Okay, I'm gonna put We Could Be So Good. Okay. Let me see if I am confident about my top 10. I think so. Yeah. Okay. Then, I don't know. I don't think Katie Robert is gonna be on here. I don't. I don't think the Graham Effect has enough time to really be a contender. I'm debating about X's and O's. Because it doesn't have that many ratings if you compare it to the rest. But it was in Goodreads' hit book so far. But just because it was on there doesn't mean all of them have to be in the eventual Goodreads choice. I really want the Fiancé Farce to be there, but I don't think it's gonna be. And then the Love Wager is interesting because Lynn Painter has been pretty popular, but she has never been a Goodreads nominee before, even though she is very popular. So I think there's a good chance she's gonna be here. Yeah, okay, so this is gonna be my final list. Let's just... I don't know if I'm right whatsoever. Although I am very confident in my top 5, honestly. And these 6 are gonna be contenders. Like maybe they will be there, maybe not. Okay, so this is my top 10. I think the winner will 100% be Happy Place. Without a shadow of a doubt, you cannot convince me otherwise. I think Things We Hide from the Light, and then the rest of the top 10, I don't know if I'm 100% confident about this. This is gonna be the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, I don't know. And I don't really care, honestly. I think this is gonna be the top 10. In what order, I don't know. So Things We Hide from the Light by Lucy Score, Love Theoretically by Ellie Hazelwood, Final Offer by Lauren Asher, Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez, Romantic Comedy by Curtis Sittenfeld, The Right Move by Liz Tom Ford, The True Love Experiment by Christina Lauren, King of Pride by Anna Huang, and Powerless by Elsie Silver. And then these 10 will round out the top 20, I think. Hello Stranger by Catherine Center, The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston, Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune, X's and O's by Amy Leah, Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams, Astrid Parker Doesn't Fail, or the other book by Ashley Herring Blake, Unfortunately Yours by Tessa Bailey, Right Man, Right Time by Megan Quinn, The Neighbor Favor by Christina Forrest, and The Love Wager by Lynn Painter. Like I said, I'm not convinced, except for Happy Place, that this is in the right order. And then I have 6 maybes, and they are We Could Be So Good by Kat Sebastian, Radiant Sin by Katie Robert, The Graham Effect by Elle Kennedy, The Fiancé Farce by Alexandra Bellafleur, The Nanny by Lana Ferguson, and Georgie All Along by Kate Claiborne. Okay, so those, this is my list. Like I said, I'm not 100% convinced. I do think I will be right on at least 13. I think 13 of these books will definitely be on here. Now I think 15. I think I'm going to be wrong about 5, maybe 5 as in maybe one will be in the top 10 that really isn't, or yeah, or one book is going to be nominated where I'm like, I did not see that coming at all. But I do think 15, I think I'm confident to say that 15 of the books that I picked for my top 20 will be in the top 20 for the Goodreads Choice Award. Definitely let me know in the comments below if you agree with my top 20, or also definitely let me know if you think I missed a big book that should be on here. I'm gonna say, if Pucking Around is on here, I'm not even gonna be sad about it. I'm gonna be so happy because that is like, I don't know, but for some reason, I don't know. I just think Goodreads will not have an actual Why Choose on their top 20 for some reason. Because obviously, I don't know. I just feel like if the nominees aren't announced, I also look at other categories. I look at every category, even though I don't read all those categories. So I don't know. I just feel like even though there's nothing wrong with reading Why Choose, I'm definitely not ashamed about it. I just feel like maybe that's a little bit too much, too risque for Goodreads. But yeah, like I said, I'm pretty confident about this list. Now, I told you guys I wasn't that confident, but I'm looking at it and seeing, especially like my top 10, I definitely think they're going to be nominated. But yeah, leave all your thoughts in the comments down below. And I really hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely let me know by giving me a like if you did. And thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.